Who can tell me what this figure represents, guys? What this picture represents? Do you remember, guys? What can you see?
Camouflage.
So good camouflage. So simply here you could observe this insect is already camouflaging with this ring. So what the idea of camouflage, guys? Or what is camouflage? Yes, Mehad?
Animals use it to hide from preys use it to hide from predators.
Yeah, good. So it's a technique or kind of mechanism that's help or kind of defense in which the prey they could use it to hide. So actually camouflage it's just a property or a technique that some animals have to look like surroundings so they could hide from their predators. But also predators could use camouflage. You get this, guys? How predators use camouflage? Do you know?
Um,
Yep.
can I say? To
Yes, yes,
hide
Jenny.
from their peers, and then to attack them
Yeah, that's
when they
to.
cannot see them.
Yep. So that's here just to have a leverage, okay, that they have the sudden attack for their prey, okay, and so on. As we said, the tigers they are stripped to be able to hide within the surroundings. Also, the leopards have these dots and something like that. So all these help in camouflaging. Mantis, for example, it looked like the leaves of the flowers, okay, or leaves of the plants. So it could be okay, just blended with the surroundings to be able to grab insects or to attack on insects. Okay, so all these represent, as you can see, that the mantis which we are talking about. Could you observe the mantis? Can you see it, guys? That their antennas, the eyes, do you observe it? Okay, and here, what in this picture, guys? What the living organisms that found in this picture? Can you see it? Or can you tell me what the living organism in the picture?
Is it a frog?
The frog.
Yeah,
Frog.
frog. Good. So I think some people find it's hard to find the organism. Yes, it's frog. It's have a good camouflage. Okay, with the surroundings. Okay, what this? Could you find any living organism here?
Yes, mister. This is
Yeah.
stick insect.
Yes, stick insect. Good. This is an insect. But here, okay, legs and so on. So here,
A
Another
frog.
frog.
yeah,
Frog.
another frog. So good, guys. And we talked also about mimicry. Do you remember mimicry? We said that some harmless
Yeah.
living organisms they try to
Look like
mimic or look
harmful
like
living
harmful,
organisms.
yes, to appear dangerous or to appear
So
scary.
so hunters go away.
Yeah, so they're hunters or they're predators. They could go. So all these represent the different kinds of adaptation that predators and preys they could have. And we talked about this in detail last time. Today, actually, we're gonna continue our lesson, and we're gonna finalize our lesson. Last time we started talking about the symbiotic relationship. Who can remind me what meant by symbiosis, guys? Okay, what meant by symbiosis? Okay.
A relationship between the animals.
Yes, close long-term okay relationship between animals. That means this kind of relationship actually will pass over time. Okay, that will take a longer time. Okay, and we find that these animals are highly close to each other in this kind of relationship. Then we classified symbiosis into three different types regarding to the benefit in which these organisms get. What are the three types of symbiotic relationships? Yes, Laura.
There is one that's parasitism, and
Parasitism, yes.
it's when the symbiotic relationship. It's when one organism is benefit and the other one is harmed.
Good. So parasitism, it's a kind of a relationship between two organisms. One get benefit, okay, they obtain food or get shelter or something, you get benefit, okay, we call this parasite. Okay, while the other one it's harmed, okay, actually maybe by the end maybe die, okay. So that is the host, the one who carried the parasite, okay. So like this parasitism is a symbiotic relationship between two organisms, one get benefit which is the parasite and the other one get harmed which is the host, okay. So and actually we find there are two types of parasitism. Anyone could tell me what are the two types of parasitism or the two different types of parasites? Do you know, guys? Anyone have an idea? Parasites.
What are the kinds of parasites?
Ah, yes, two types of parasites.
Uh,
So anyone can give me example of parasite, for example, a parasite. Okay. Yes, Adham. Any
بس I'm
worm.
trying to remember the name of the worm that
So
is
whatever,
found in.
you can say worms. Yes, some worms already they live inside the
Hmm.
digestive system of other living organisms. Worms they could
لا
live in
اللي هو
digestive or
اللي هو
even.
الworm if you swim in swamps it will enter your body and eat your organisms.
So actually, there is nothing like that. But we just so here. Listen, there are many worms that they could
Ticks,
what
lice, I think.
lice good lice ticks. So
Please.
lice ticks
Parasites.
fleas. Oh, good. So lice ticks fleas. Okay.
Fungi, leeches,
So, so actually, fungi is
skin
not a
mites.
parasite. Fungi feed on dead bodies, so there is no relationship between two living organisms. Include that. Okay, fungi. Okay. So what else? What again?
Skin mites. Skin
Come on.
mites.
So good. All these. Okay, mosquitoes. All these. Consider this kind of parasites which you list. Do they live inside the host or on the host's body?
On the
Outside,
host.
external. Inside the host.
On the host.
On the
Both,
host,
both.
good. So
Both.
no, what we with the fleas, ticks, okay, mites, and what we said, they actually live above on. So we call these external parasites. That means they already feed on the host skin cells, or even they feed on the host's blood or the digested food that found in the host's blood, but they don't just go inside the host blood. So we call them, they are external parasites. While the other type, like the worms, like Scaris, Intostoma, Schistosoma, or Bilharzia, all these, okay, Palinaria, okay, tapeworm, we have all different kinds of worms, some kind of bacteria which cause diseases for you, okay, viruses, but actually viruses is not a living organism, so we cannot consider it as one of the relationship here. So bacteria and different types of worms, okay, we consider it as internal parasites because actually they live inside the host. They pass to the host body. You get the idea, guys?
Yes.
So like this, we have two
Yes.
types of parasites, or we have two types of parasitism: internal parasitism and external parasitism. Both of them, parasite gets benefit while the host is harmed. Okay, and actually, may this relation last until the host dies. Okay. So here, that's a big problem, or that's one of the relationship that's what's already found in our ecosystems and in our life. So what else? What other two types of symbiotic relationships? So like this, we're really done with parasitism. Okay, so what else? What the other type? Like, yes, Hanasir?
There is mutualism where both benefit, and then
Yes, good.
commensalism.
So just
I
mutualism. Let's
continue.
talk about mutualism.
Okay.
So mutualism, a free relationship between two living organisms, both get benefit from each other. Okay, so actually it's a good relationship. Both get benefit. Anyone can give example for mutualism, guys?
I think fungi
Fungi
and plants, maybe
no,
not plants.
no. Okay,
No.
it's hey guys, we said
I
that
know one.
mutualism must be a good relationship, or that means must be both get benefit from each other. So like, yes, Uta?
There is the spider crab and the algae. The spider crab use the algae to camouflage, so predators doesn't see them in the water,
Mm,
and the algae use it as a protection or a place to survive,
good.
shelter.
So actually here, that's
So
kind
what
of
about bees? Is bees
yeah, peas and
mutualism?
flowers, good. Peas and plants, they consider to be a mutualism. So the example which said Uta is brilliant, Laura also. So for example, peas and flowers, peas need to feed on the nectar of the flower. So take food from flowers so that like this, the honeybees get benefit. In same type, okay,
Mr. Could
pollens,
it
pollens will attach to the legs of the bees, and like this, the bees help plants to reproduce or to pass their pollens from one flower to another. So it's a mutual relationship. Yes, Hannah, honey, what else?
be cattle egret and cattles?
How?
Cattle egrets help the cattles with taking the worms from their food.
Okay, good. Yes, okay. So we could find that's a good example. We could find the relationship between birds and hippos, in which the birds they feed on ticks that live on the hippo's body. So the birds get benefit because they feed, and the hippos get benefit because they get rid of the hurtful pain of these ticks bites. Okay. So like this, a lot of relationship. We have many mutualism or many mutualistic relationship that we could observe among living organisms. Okay, so like that, we could also, for example, we could find there is a mutual relationship between some bacteria and roots of the plants, or the plants in which the bacteria provide some nitrogen compound to the plants, and at the same time the plants provide some glucose, okay, to the bacteria. So it's a mutual relationship. Okay, so here like this, we know actually parasitism and the mutualism, they are completely the opposite, because parasitism, one must get harmed, while okay, mutualism, both must get benefit. Okay, so we still have one relationship, which is, you can tell me, yes, Farah. Farah.
Yes, Mr.
Yeah, that we still have one relationship, one symbiotic relationship. We already done with parasitism, and we already mutualism. We still have. Okay, so anyone know? Yes, Hannah, Yasser?
Commensalism, where one benefits and the other doesn't get harmed or benefited.
Yeah, so commensalism, it's a relationship between two organisms. One gets benefit and the other one neither another be harmed or get benefit. Nothing happened. He doesn't care. Not at all. So give me
Can I say an
example.
example?
Yes, of course, Farah.
Some tree frogs use plants as a protection.
Okay, while the plants doesn't get anything. Yes?
Yeah, not
Yep.
harmed or benefit.
Yes, good. What else, guys?
The remora and the coral reefs.
Yes, remora and coral reefs, remora and shark. Actually, remora, okay, use the coral reef
Yes.
as a kind of shelter in which it's protected in, while the coral reefs doesn't get anything from remora. Remora also get the shark, or always swim beside the shark to feed on the food remains that falls from the shark while he's eating, while the shark doesn't get any benefit or harm from remora. Okay, so that's good. What else? Okay, do you know the relationship between crocodile and these birds which pick up the food remains from the crocodile teeth?
Yes.
That's also commensalism, because the bird get benefit, it eats, while the crocodile doesn't get anything. Okay, so no one tell me that the crocodile is afraid from tooth cavities. Okay, that will not happen. Okay, guys. So like this, we know the different relationship. Okay, or that's how we have different relationship between living organisms. The last thing we need to talk about something we call the co-evolution. What's co-evolution? Who can remind me what mean by evolution, guys? Okay, so regarding to what we studied, evolution mean. Okay, yes, Janaguda.
The changes in different species over time.
Yeah, change over time. Okay, so simply here, once we talk about co-evolution, actually we're gonna find if there are two living organisms which are somehow interact, or they have kind of this symbiotic relationship which we talk about, or even predation. That means a relationship between two organisms in which one of them depend on the other to obtain food. So as one of these organisms somehow change over time, we're gonna find that the other one also changes over time to match the new changes that happen in the first species. Let's take an example. For example, here we find that let's see, okay, sometimes we observe that plants, or certain kinds of plants, they change their flower shapes change, okay, try to adapt with the changes that happen with bees or birds or something like that. So they try to fit with the new characteristics of the birds, because they actually need the help of the birds or the insects to transfer their pollens. Okay, for example, also we find that the relation between predators and prey always have a kind of co-evolution. That means once the prey they already develop, or they have a new characteristics, or as they evolve over time, they have new characteristics which make them able to escape, or make them able to hide from predators. In after time, also predators who are able to overcome this advantage, that they will survive. So like this, it's kind of co-evolution. That means evolution of one species depends on the evolution of the other species. You get this, guys? You get this idea?
Master, can you explain it?
Can you repeat?
Again, look with me carefully. Let's imagine this together here, guys. Imagine that we have in this part, okay, we have some lions, okay, and deers, okay. So normal lines, normal deers. So suppose that lines eat deers. Yes or no, guys? We agree about this?
Yes.
Yeah. So imagine with me, guys, that during deers, as deers, they increase in number and they have the genetic diversity regarding to natural selection, which we studied before for many generations, that caused that a new species of deer to appear. This new species of deer is too fast compared to the original one. Okay, fastest. It's taller, for example, have taller legs, so it's faster. Okay, so what would happen actually to the lions? What do you think, guys? What would happen to the lions?
It would be harder for them to
Good.
attack the deers.
It will be harder for him to hunt the deer. So like this, these lions, after time, they will struggle to find food. And like this, the weak lions, they will die, or the lions that could not run fast, they will die. And that will lead to appearance of new species of lion, which is also faster. Yes or no? Good idea?
Yes.
Yeah, so to be able to catch this new species of deer or this new type of deers. So like this, the evolution of deers caused the evolution of lions. Yes or no? You get this, guys? Do you get this concept?
Yes.
So we call this co-evolution. That means the evolution of lions actually is related to the evolution of deers. They somehow are related to each other. You get the idea, guys?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
now, yes, Otto, I'm hearing. So, anyone have any question regarding to the co-evolution, or still not clear for anyone? Is it clear right now?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So here we said that, for example, co-evolution and flowers. So flowers have changed over millions of years. Okay, to attract pollinators such as bees, bats, and hummingbirds. So like this, we are gonna find that actually, if we start to compare certain species of plants to their ancestors, we're gonna find their flower are completely different. Some flowers become more colorful, some become have more odor, or they just make some attractive smells. Some of them they produce honey nectar, okay, or that's mean a nectar which is too much sweetie. So like this, it could attract different pollinator to ensure the pollination, or to ensure that the pollens will transfer to a new flower. So like this, the reproduction could happen. Is it clear here, guys? Another question?
No.
Okay. So like this, guys, we already done with that lesson, and that's the last lesson in our section, or in our in our chapter. We end by section 3. So like this, we finished the chapter. We're gonna check this lesson. You must supposed to answer the section review, and I'm gonna check it tomorrow. Then we're gonna make a kind of revision about the entire lessons that we studied. Yes, Laura, do you have any question?
Yes, Mister, where do I send my homework? I send it on
SMS.
WhatsApp.
No, on SMS, as we said before, you're supposed to send your homework on SMS, okay? Just as a
On
mail.
assignments, but it's not there on
No,
assignments.
a mail on SMS.
Mister, but I can't send more than one picture.
No, you can think. Good question. Okay, if I cannot send more than one picture, first you have two techniques to do this. First, if you already answered in a paper, not in a not typed on the computer, so you could gather all your picture in one Word file. That means just paste the photos in one Word file, okay, and then send it. So it will count it as one. Or once you start to upload, keep pressing on the shift button and select all the pictures. Then you can send it. Okay, it will count it also as one.
Mister, should I send like 2 emails, like one picture, one email,
No,
or?
that will be too much, okay, or harder for me to gather all the homework like that.
Yeah.
So better just put it in Word file, and actually, in email, even you could select more than, but just keep pressing on the control, and you could select more than one. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So like this, okay, that's the end of our section. Any hard question, guys? Here,
No, Mister.
do you want to ask about anything?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you, guys. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.